Hey, welcome to the Dealmaker. Today we're going to talk about how to make deals and get paid, even if you don't have your own pile of cash and even if you don't have excellent credit. Hey, I'm super excited to be here today. I've got lots of information to share with you. One of the things I need you to do before we get started is to go ahead and turn off your other social media platforms, close out those bikini models on Instagram, grab a pen, grab a paper, and take notes because I'm going to give you some real actionable information today. Not like those other master classes, not like those other people telling you stuff. I'm going to give you some stuff that you're going to be able to leave here today with and take action on so that you can make money, make deals, and get paid. So, without further ado, let's jump in to this new masterclass from the Dealmaker. Today, we're going to be talking about how to build generational wealth in real estate without quitting your job, unless you want to, and in less than 5 hours a week, unless you want to work more than that. And even if you don't have your own pile of cash yet, you're still going to be able to build generational wealth in real estate. How do I know this? Because I have done it. Some of the benefits of real estate investing is the cash flow lifestyle. Having money coming in, whether you're sleeping, whether you're taking a vacation, or whether you get up and go to work every day, you still have that cash coming in. And what a security blanket that becomes. Tax benefits, man, I'm going to tell you, real estate investors pay very, very little in personal taxes. Let me tell you that. Plenty of real estate taxes, plenty of property taxes, plenty of other kinds of taxes, but you're going to save a ton of money on personal taxes because there's so many tax benefits. Not to mention, you get the security of knowing that you have equity. Imagine for a second knowing you've got a ton of equity that you can call on in case you get into a jam, in case there's a medical issue, in case there's a loved one who has a problem that you could solve with some money, right? Perhaps the economy takes a crap like it did last year when COVID took over. All these things happen, but having equity, knowing you have equity, is knowing you have resources in case of emergency. No better sleep than that. One of the probably the most overlooked things we find in real estate investing, especially when we start doing big deals, is the prestige that comes from working on big deals. And this is probably one of those hidden benefits, but there's nothing like boosting your self-esteem, your ability and knowledge that you are a capable person that can go out and solve problems and make money, a lot of money, on any given notice. It's a huge deal, right? Real estate investing is exciting. There's new challenges all the time, new problems to overcome, and all of the learning that you get to do in that really provides for a tremendous amount of personal growth. But last, but certainly not least, the one thing you're going to get from doing big deals in real estate and real estate investing in general is you're going to get more sex. Look, when you're successful, when you're making big achievements, when you're living your purpose and your goals, and you're able to gain resources like you're going to be able to do, get paid inside of doing this process, you're not going to be able to help it. Your wife's going to desire you more. If you're not married, you're single, a single guy, you're out there, people are going to see it. It's not something tangible. It's not about the money. It's about who you become when you're able to make deals and get paid. And it's a skill that you'll be able to take with you through your whole life and be able to utilize these skills at any given time. So what you're going to learn today specifically, though, is really important. This is like the fast track. This is like the skip to the front of the line pass is what you're going to get today. Today, you're going to learn how to get off market deals direct to your inbox by setting up my automated marketing system to attract buyers and sellers, right? It's actually pretty simple. We're going to set up an automated system that's going to get motivated sellers calling you first when they want to sell and buyers calling you when they're looking for their next property. That's the system we set up, and it's all automated. You're going to set it up within probably an hour or two and set it and forget it. You're going to have leads coming in, month out for years to come for as long as you want to run this marketing system. It works, and it works when you work it. The next thing I'm going to teach you today is how to set up strategic partnerships, which will allow you to get paid in cash and equity on the deals that you find without using any of your own cash. You want to get into deals with none of your own money? I'm going to show you how to do that today. And last but not least, we're going to show you how to build your balance sheet, how to create a massive inflow of equity in just working less than 5 hours a week with very little money and very little of your own credit. I know it sounds like one of those no money down programs. And I've gone to those things. I've studied them. I've got all the training inside of those things. But what I've done here is I've taken over 20 years of my experience, which I'll touch on more in just a second. And I took all of this, I synthesized it down, I distilled it down into the most basic steps, and I came up with 5 steps that I'm going to teach you today to accomplish all 3 of these things, which you'll leave here today with those skills. But first, let me ask you a question. Have you ever driven through a neighborhood and wondered who must own all these buildings? I know that I do, and I used to when I was a kid. I'd drive around town. Man, who owns these apartment buildings, the retail shopping centers, the hotels, the motels, the churches, the baseball parks? Heck, even the raw land, somebody owns those. And when I ask this question out loud, I usually get this answer that sounds something like, oh, those people must have inherited it. Is usually the response that I hear. And I also, or some rendition of, he must have been born with a silver spoon in his mouth. That's how he got all those properties. That's how he got all those assets. But I'll tell you what, I don't think anything could be further from the truth. I've literally spoken to, taught, or mentored thousands upon thousands of commercial real estate owners. And I can tell you that these stories about money are just, well, wrong. See, anyone can have success in real estate if you're willing to work hard, stay focused, and remember that real estate is a team sport. Most of the people that I've met that are successful in real estate are people who typically fall into one of 3 categories. The first category is a guy who started in a job that he actually liked. He liked it originally, but eventually got burned out. Working in a job that you don't love will take your toll on your career, let alone your relationships, because when you're not being fulfilled anymore, it's difficult to have good things going on around you. Perhaps you fall into this category. And the way out is the guys that I know took responsibility, made some changes in their life, and made shit happen for themselves. Many of the people that I've taken under my wing have literally come from this place. It's a dark place, I know, but there is light ahead of the tunnel for those that make smart choices. And I'm going to give you a choice to make today in just a couple of minutes that will certainly guaranteed to change your life. The second group of real estate investors that I find that are successful, and I've met plenty of these as well, are people who are self-employed and run a small business. They're making good money, but they know that they need to invest those hard-earned profits into something that will begin to do the work for them, right? Make money while you sleep. Using a system like mine, they've automated, systematized, and were able to make time in their schedule to have it all. And last but not least, the third category of successful real estate investors are some people are just ambitious entrepreneurs who set out on a course to amass a massive real estate empire. I get it. That was me. Literally, anyone can have success in real estate investing. You see, I know this better than anyone because I literally started with nothing and I was able to accumulate a sizable portfolio for myself. And I continue to do deals valued in the multiples of millions. I don't have a college degree. In fact, I got my GED or high school equivalent from a juvenile detention center in Los Angeles around 1994. After that, I decided to spend the next 4 years of my adulthood in prison. And then I decided I didn't like that lifestyle, so I made some changes, right? It was in prison where I read a book that taught me the most valuable lesson that I have ever learned. Everything is my fault. Yes, everything. Everything is my fault. The environment I live in, the size of my bank account, the people I allow into my life, everything is my fault. Relationships, mistakes, hurt feelings, miscommunications, everything is my fault. My attitude, my energy, how I show up in life, and how the people around me respond to my behavior. Everything is my fault. And I have no excuses. You see, with every action is a reaction. And the one universal truth that I'll share with you now is that every action you decide to take bears fruit. Some actions bear fruit immediately, right? Drive wasted, gonna die, right? Some actions bear fruit slowly over time, like being disciplined with making deposits in your savings accounts, or being disciplined with making emotional deposits in your children, right? Over time, the fruit this will bear will be good. But what actions in your life are not bearing the fruit that you want. Perhaps it's your job or the small business that you become a slave to. Perhaps you're putting up with a nagging wife or a sexless marriage. Maybe you've turned to alcohol, drugs, pornography, or even chasing women to numb out those bad fruit experiences that you're creating for your life. You see, all of those choices produce rotten fruit over time. I know, I've tried them all. And all of these things will absolutely destroy you if you allow them to be in your life long enough. So, for me, once I took full responsibility for the fruit that I was producing in my life, only then was I able to free myself from the walls and the barriers that were holding me back. And what I discovered was it wasn't the prison walls that were holding me back, it was my belief system. So in that prison cell, I began to map out a new life plan for myself. I wrote a mission statement and I fantasized every single day about being free to be able to go out and execute my plan and live my best life. I paroled in the year 2000 with a box of business and real estate books. I had $200 gate money in my pocket and a handwritten business plan on a yellow legal notepad. Some people find Jesus and are born again. I read that book in prison and I accepted my Savior. My Savior is and always will be taking responsibility for my thoughts, for my words, my actions, and my results. I am the only person responsible for the fruit that my life bears, just like you are the only person responsible for the fruit that your life bears. Sitting in solitary confinement, I had to take stock of my life and admit that this living hell was all my fault. That was a hard pill to swallow because until I could believe that it was 100% my responsibility for putting myself here, I was powerless to go out and change anything. Victimhood, you see, is its own prison. No one can win if they believe that they're the victim of something or anything. Don't be a victim. About a year after I was released on parole, I started a construction company. About a year after that, I got a real estate mentor and I began buying, fixing, and selling properties in the LA area. I don't have a big, at that time, I didn't have a big pile of my own cash. So I found a strategic partner who had a line of credit on his house that we used to start flipping. And don't forget, at this time in my life, I'm 22 years old. I have zero real estate experience. I have tattoos all over my body. I'm a convict. I'm on parole. I got no credit history and no money. And worst of all, I barely had any work history, let alone any business skills. Let alone, in spite of all that, I should say, my construction company was successful by anybody's standards. But I knew that that this company, that this business wouldn't bring me the freedom or the generational wealth that owning real estate would provide. Now, I tell you the story of my beginnings for two reasons. The first reason is that if you take anything from our time together today, I hope it will be that everything in your life is your fault. And thank God for that. The second thing I want you to take from this conversation we're having today is this. If a convicted felon on parole with no formal education, no high school diploma, no money, and no credit can build a real estate empire from the ground up, well, what's your excuse? Today, I'm going to teach you how to build generational wealth in real estate because I've done it. Over the last 20 years, that's all I've done. I've built development projects. I've bought and sold multifamily, commercial, land, houses. I've built multi-million dollar ultra luxury spec houses, which are a lot of fun. I've done all kinds of things in real estate. But today, I'm going to show you the fast track. I'm going to give you a step-by-step process so that you can build generational wealth investing in real estate without quitting your job and without working more than 5 hours a week. And even if you don't have your own cash or your own credit, I'm still going to show you how to do these steps so you can build generational wealth through real estate. And right now in the market, we face a couple of unique challenges in this time frame, right? Number one, the government is printing cash at an unprecedented rate. So inflation is imminent. Inflation just simply means the price of everything is going up. Prices are already rising. You're seeing it on day to day on the news, right? If you have a job, your wages likely will not keep up with inflation. So the price of everything's going up, but your wages are not necessarily going to go up with those. And if you have any savings in cash, it's going to be devalued, right? The more cash the government prints, the less the cash that you have, the less your dollars are less valuable they become. So when this happens, when inflation is imminent, when prices of everything are going up, cash, people that are holding cash are going to be eager. They're going to be motivated. They're going to be hungry to take their money from a cash position and put it into an asset, a commodity, commercial real estate that is certain to go up in value as everything else does at the same time. So, how does real estate solve these problems? Well, number one, inflation is certain, and this absolutely benefits real estate owners because prices are certain to go up. So, whatever you buy it for now will certainly go up over the next couple of years. Also, right now, money is cheap. You can borrow money very inexpensively, and it's very easy to get. But more importantly than that, the dollar value you borrow today, you're going to pay back years from now with less valuable dollars. So it's a really smart idea to borrow a lot and to get a lot of good leverage on quality properties right now, and let the momentum of the market do its work. Let the momentum of the market make you wealthy. Let these actions in the market take care of business for you. That's what it's all about, right? Learning to play the market strategically based on timing in the economic cycles. So the price of everything's going up, and it's a perfect time to add passive income to your life, which is what commercial real estate will do. Cash flow, tax benefits, and plenty of growth. How can you go wrong with that? So the big thing you need right now, because of all these things, is you need a plan to beat inflation, right? If you're not actively buying properties and converting all the cash you have into hard assets that will go up in value with inflation, you need to begin doing that. If you don't have a lot of assets, you need to start partnering with people that you can help them get their money in the right spot as well. I'll show you how to do that in just a couple of seconds. So your plan to beat inflation is to buy and hold hard assets that will rise in value over time with inflation. Get more cash flow because the job or the wages you currently have are just not going to cut it going forward. You want to get tons of tax benefits because taxes are going to be one of your largest expenses as you grow your wealth and grow your income. You're going to want to grow your balance sheet, right? And have plenty of equity and security and stability, planning for your future, equity that you're going to be able to pass on for generations to your kids. Powerful things. Real estate solves all of these problems. And in just a minute, we're going to go through the detail, the step-by-step process I'm going to give you so that you can go out and make deals and get paid. But before we do that, I need to get a couple housekeeping things out of the way. First, because of the nature of the information that we're about to discuss, please keep the topics of this masterclass between us. After all, a secret is only useful if you keep it. Here's the earning disclaimer. This is not some get-rich-quick scheme. What this is a step-by-step game plan to build a business. We're not talking about how to do a deal. We're talking about how to build a real estate investment business that, when implemented, has almost a fail-proof success rate. And the last thing that I need to disclose is if you do nothing with the information I'm giving you, well, you will get nothing. That's how life works, and it doesn't work any other way. So, stay to the end. I'm going to send you a free copy of my latest book, Automated Acquisitions. This is a paint by numbers, do this first, do that second, instruction manual on making deals and getting paid without having to slug it out on making cold calls or door knocking or in the old school traditional ways people went out and made deals. I show you how to set up a business system that will build relationships in your market, position you as the local expert, and put money in your pocket for the rest of your life. I wrote the book on deal making several years ago. You can find this on Amazon.com. I was also honored to teach at Harvard in 2015. I taught their students there how I raised private capital and showed them how to do it as well. And I've also taught multifamily real estate investing to thousands upon thousands of people through the Tony Robbins Wealth Expo program, which I toured internationally with him for several years. It was a lot of fun, met a lot of cool people, and I was able to help so many people get this real estate stuff squared away in their life so that they could literally live the life of their dreams. Now, over the time, besides that, in real estate, I've bought and sold and been part of over $300 million in transactions. I'm a real estate developer in Los Angeles and Orange County, California, and I've owned apartment buildings and other assets in multiple states across the US. I have 3 awesome kids and I coach football in my spare time. I got a great house, drive a cool car, and I take my kids on fun vacations. I literally work on my property buying business about 5 hours a week, and I'm easily able to make at least 2 offers on properties each week within that time frame. 2 offers a week, and you'll have success. If you can find 2 buyers and 2 sellers every week, I guarantee you will have quite a money printing system for yourself. And I'm going to show you how to do that. I'm going to show you how to get enough leads to be doing that each and every week, each and every month, making offers 5 hours or less. This is simple stuff, man. I can't wait for you to implement and get your feedback on it. Give me all those big results. So this is my first deal, first apartment deal in Los Angeles, 23 units, Class C. I purchased it for $2.7 million. It had a 13% cash on cash return. And I tell you, even my mentor at the time was like, Matt, how are you doing your first deal with double-digit cash flow in California, let alone Los Angeles? I said, well, seller financing. See, I learned a few things about seller financing, creative financing in my single family days when I was flipping houses. And I started implementing those immediately into my commercial real estate business. Come to find out, all of these tactics are very common, right? Very prevalent in commercial real estate. It was actually these guys who took commercial real estate tactics and strategies and sold them on late night television for you to use in your neighborhood on single family houses, teaching you how to do leases and options and lease options and all inclusive trust deeds and subject to and all these other strategies for seller financing. We're going to talk more about that at the end of this conversation. But suffice it to say, I put $250,000 down. The seller carried the balance of the down payment, and I took over the existing loan, all-inclusive trust deed. And for those of you guys who aren't familiar with that term, sometimes it's also referred to as subject to. Another deal I did was a Texas flip. I launched a marketing program in the Dallas area, and sure enough, in my first week, 2 real deals popped up. I made offers on both of them. Both of them were accepted, and I was brand new at this game at the time, and I was a little bit shocked, to be honest. I was like, oh, what do I do? So what does happen if you get 2 deals? Well, I bought one, I syndicated, I raised the capital for it, took it down. And this one we flipped. I sold the contract to purchase it for $92,000. The contract to buy this asset was about $700,000 under market value. So they were happy to pay me almost $100,000 for passing along that savings to them. Can you see how this is win-win? Win-win-win. I had a buyer who needed to sell. I had a seller that needed to sell. I had a buyer looking for a great deal, and I was able to facilitate both of those guys and help everybody out. And that's what I want to teach you to do as well. Helping people out is the name of the game. More Texas development projects. This was a $40 million deal I worked on. This would have $250 acquisitions fee and a 15% equity split on the back end. No responsibilities in the project, just ownership and just profit. I like those deals a lot. So as you can see, I've done a lot of things right to get where I am. But when I started out, I made a lot of unnecessary mistakes, and they held me back, and it definitely slowed my start, to say the least. Lucky for you, I went to the school of hard knocks. I did everything, figured it out on my own in most cases, so you don't have to. So now my job is to show you how to avoid the pitfalls and the landmines so that you can fast track your success by avoiding the things that I did wrong unnecessarily. See, I'm here to show you how to navigate the minefield that commercial real estate and high finance are, and give you a clear path to get things right the first time so you can fast track your success to wealth. For those of you already in the multifamily real estate game, I think you'll agree that this business is actually much, much easier than anybody thinks. That's the best kept secret that there is. So when I started out, I did some things the hard way. No money, no partners, no training. I did marketing all wrong. I made offers on listed properties, which I'm never going to let you do. We're going to have you not cold calling anybody. Instead, you're going to sit back, launch a marketing strategy that gets motivated sellers and motivated buyers calling you. And I'm going to show you how to do that in just a second. So I've been doing real estate for 20 years. I've discovered how to fast track your success, and I've done it with literally hundreds and hundreds of my students. I show you how to do it the easy way, the right way, the first time. So let me ask you this. How many of you want to make it happen the easy way, right? How would you like to know the easy way to create generational wealth through real estate? Well, I've got the plan. Here's how it works. First, you're going to go and find a strategic partner or more than one. And a strategic partner is just somebody who is a qualified buyer. They have a down payment, they're able to qualify for a loan, or maybe they have all cash to buy assets with. They're probably an experienced buyer and already have a portfolio. And they're out there in the market managing their own properties, probably making offers on others, probably dealing a lot with real estate agents, which is not the best way to go, especially in a hot buyer's market. I should say a hot seller's market like the one we are just embarking upon. So you find yourself a qualified buyer who otherwise, the only reason they need you is to find a deal. They don't have a deal, you might have a deal, you help them out. And so qualify them, discover exactly what they're looking for, ask them in detail, and then propose to deliver the deals that they're looking for in exchange for a fee and a piece of the equity on the back end. Discuss in detail what they want, what they don't want, and what they'd be open to. Talk about finances, talk about numbers. What do they need for their portfolio? Because the more information you have, the easier it's going to be for you to find it for them. And when you have all that, happy hunting. We go to step number 2. So step number 2 is really simple. We take the geographic location where our strategic partner wants to buy assets in, and we simply just get a list of all the owners in that target market. I'll give you an example of this in just a second. You get all those owners, you get all their phone numbers. We use a skip trace system called LexisNexis to look up cell phone numbers. And then we send 2 texts a month and 2 voicemails a month forever. We update the database, people buy, people sell. But the reality is these folks stay on our database. Most of them stay on forever, right? They're going to get 4 touches a month, 2 from one platform, 2 from another, 2 texts, 2 voicemails. It's not overwhelming. It doesn't make them nuts, but it does make them remember who you are and who to call when they need your services, right? And you're always going to have deals for sale because you're going to always be networking and come up with these deals. So it's really simple. You set up these automated systems and you take the incoming leads from motivated sellers, and then we go on to the next step, right? The next step is you've got a motivated seller. Take the information from them and do the due diligence. Do a thorough due diligence. You're going to underwrite it, analyze it, evaluate it. In my systems, I'm going to show you in a second, I teach you how to do appraisal. You're going to evaluate properties the same way a professional appraiser is going to do it so that there's no mistakes. There's no unknowns. There's nothing you're walking into you didn't realize. And then you're going to put that completed and organized due diligence in a manner that you can share with your buyer so it's super simple for them to buy from you. There's no misunderstandings. They don't have to ask you for details. They don't have to ask you for a second thing. You're going to put a complete and organized package together so that they can make a decision to buy this asset from you or not. You're also going to deliver a pre-negotiated great price, right? You've done your job. You've already negotiated this the best you can. And I'm going to show you tips, techniques, and tactics so that you can get the absolute best price on the commercial real estate deals that you're looking for and be able to pass those on to your customer, the end buyer. Provide your buyer with lender contacts, property management contacts, anything they need. I think the point here is this is a service business and you're serving up smoking hot deals on a silver platter, right? Smoking hot deals on a silver platter, organized, detailed, all the questions, all the answers to their questions pre-answered. And that's how you make money quick. And that's how you build a very loyal clientele base, a buyer base. You know, people know that they can count on you to do the due diligence correctly and thoroughly, not miss anything. They're going to love buying properties from you. And I'm going to show you how to do the due diligence just like that. It's actually pretty simple when you know what to look for. Next step, you found your strategic buyer. You've set up your automated marketing systems in the target market that they've selected, and they've decided to go ahead and buy the asset from you. You're going to get an upfront fee and some ownership equity on the back end. Let me show you some examples of some deals I've done just like that. This is a Texas apartment complex, 144 units. I paid the deal maker who found this property $50,000 to take over their contract and I gave them 5% piece of the equity on the back end. It's a great deal for them. It was a great deal for us. It was win-win-win all around, and everybody made money together. It was fantastic. This is a deal that I sold in this manner. This deal was a reposition deal in Los Angeles. I received a $55,000 acquisitions fee and a 10% profit share on the back end. This was a reposition deal. I negotiated it down from an asking price of 1.25 million down to something like 840,000, and then passed that savings along to my buyer. And they did very, very, very well with this one because I make deals. So I make great deals. I make great deals, and I'm happy to get paid for them. But I like to get paid twice or thrice. I like to get paid up front. I like to get paid in cash flow, and I like to get paid in equity on the back. And I don't like to do a lot of stuff in between. I like to make deals and get paid, and that's what I'm about to show you how to do. This is an LA development project. You can see it's some vacant land. I paid the deal maker who found it $35,000 plus a 22% profit share on the back end. This was a great deal. That's a high percentage, but this was a very, very good deal. Another Texas deal I put together. I ended up selling this contract for $80,000 and taking a 5% cut on the back end. I love doing deals. I love doing deals like this, and you're going to love it too. None of my own money, none of my own cash, obviously. Here's another Texas development project, $60,000 upfront fee, 15% on the back end. You can see, by the way, one of the beauties of all of this is if you would, you can trade and take less up front and take more on the back, or take less on the back and more up front, depending on where you're need. If you're starting out, cash is probably more valuable to you than equity. And then eventually, as you start to do more and more deals and cash flow is not the problem, you become one of those people that need to put the cash somewhere. You're probably gonna be looking at more like, hey, give me the equity. I'd rather have a piece of the deal than some upfront money. But I recommend taking all three, or at least both, as often as possible. This is a deal. Ran into a friend of mine who happens to own a cannabis dispensary, and he said, "Man, business is going really good. We're looking to expand. I would love to buy a building. I've got tons of cash. I don't know what to do with." We're going to be hearing that story a lot, by the way, in the near future. People are going to be cashing out of stuff and looking to put it in hard assets like this commercial property. He says, "Matt, I need a a 60,000 square foot warehouse to for my cannabis business, and it has to be in a certain area because that's the only area that's zoned for that type of business." So what I do, pulled out a list. I got a list of all the owners of 60,000 plus square foot warehouses in that specific area. I've set up an automated marketing system with text message and voicemail, and boom, we've already got people interested in selling, and we'll put this deal together with a nice upfront fee and a back end piece of the equity. Building this size in this market area is probably going to be running between 12 and $20 million. That's what we're looking at. That's the kind of transaction we're getting in on this. And one of the things I want to point out to you is, I always look at how much should I take for my acquisitions fee, right? And I say, well, if I was a realtor, I'm probably making 2 or 3% at minimum, and I'm way fucking better than a realtor. So I do my due diligence right. I show them how to make money on the deal. I set them up with all the things that they need. Anyway, long story short is this is an awesome way to earn cash and equity in real estate, doing big deals, and it's easier than you can imagine. But don't take my word for it. Let me introduce you to one of my deal makers. His name is Lance, and let's hear what Lance has to say about all these things studying with the deal maker.
In the 33 years in real estate and as an ex-appraiser, commercial, residential, all that money, that just taught me everything I wanted to know that I never learned. Even at Marcus and Millichap, or even at Great Western Bank, First Nationwide. I'm serious, it really filled in a lot of holes. It gave me the information I was wanting.
All right, thank you, Lance. Man, let me ask you a question. How many of you feel like this will go right now? Like you've been drinking out of a fire hose or something, right? Tons of questions. I mean, obviously, I can't teach you how to build generational wealth in less than an hour's presentation, but I can teach you the simple steps and the basics to get where you need to be, and give you all the tools necessary to get there with the least amount of problems possible on the fastest track to build wealth, get more cash in your pocket, and go forward. I know there's a lot of questions that you have. I listed some of them here because I get them all the time. But what I want to ask you right now is this. I took some time and I put together a very special program to teach you all the details, the step by step process, the scripts, the documents, and everything you need to know in order to do the deals that I just described to you. So you can do deals like this in your market or in your chosen market. So let me ask you this. Can I take a minute and share with you the special program I put together? Because I know you're going to love it. I know you're going to love it. All right. Thank you very much. So, what I have for you today is called the DealMaker Empire membership. DealMaker Empire is a training system and a community of like minded real estate entrepreneurs to help you be successful in real estate investing. I mean, knowing this stuff is really cool, but if you can't actually implement it and get it done, then what good is it, right? So we put a community of people around you. We give you the training and the resources to go out and make deals and get paid. And let me show you what you get inside of all of this, right? First, you're going to get a program called Multifamily Millions. And inside of Multifamily Millions, it's literally an A to Z training program, digital training program. They'll teach you how to buy, sell, flip, and finance apartment buildings and other commercial buildings. We're also going to teach you the acquisitions process and how to attract motivated sellers. We're going to teach you how to underwrite, evaluate, and structure a deal way better than appraiser will ever do. And we're gonna show you how to put big ass deals together with your strategic buyers. We're also going to teach you how to talk to brokers and sellers using our scripts and other cheat sheets to talk with them about, so you'll have instant credibility when you're talking to folks in your market. Another thing we talk about is how to raise private money and get the best bank loans inside of this program. So it covers everything you need to know to go out and buy, sell, flip, and finance commercial real estate. But what else are you going to need on top of that, right? Well, you're going to have questions. You're going to have mentors. You're going to see my training and go, man, I got stuck. One of my friends, Tony Robbins, says if you want to achieve success, all you need to do is find a way to model those who have already succeeded. I love it. It's simple. And this is exactly the path that I took to get where I am. So we offer small group coaching twice a month. It's on Saturdays. It's with me. It's not with some other guy. I'm here to answer your questions about the training that we've given you, about the situations that you might be finding yourself in, so you can get all of your questions answered. You can even bring your deals, bring the deal points in to our group coaching meetings, and we'll underwrite them. We'll analyze them. I'll help you get there. I'll even help you craft some offers, negotiations, whatever you need help with, right? I'll help you set up an automated marketing system to attract motivated sellers. I'll give you my scripts so you'll have instant credibility when you talk to sellers. I'll bring you leads, or I'll have you bring your leads to our small group coaching so that I can help you craft offers, negotiate the best deals, help you structure a buy with your strategic partners, and ultimately help you whatever it takes to make deals and get paid. This is an awesome program. And I know you're thinking, oh my God, this thing's going to cost a fortune. You're going to get Multifamily Millions, a complete program, A to Z, on how to buy multifamily properties and commercial properties. Very similar. We cover them both. You're also going to get small group coaching. This is a $30,000 value if you would have purchased this from me before today. Literally, you would have paid $30,000 for coaching, and the Multifamily Millions program. But today, I got a very special deal for you today. It's $97 a month. $97 a month. You get all of those things. You're going to be able to get started immediately. In fact, you can smash that button below. Go ahead, put your information in. You could literally be started in the next 10 minutes if you go and do it now. Now, I'm going to give you a whole bunch of extra stuff. We're going to talk about bonuses and extras, and you're going to get a way more than this. But go now. Go ahead and sign up. You can open up a separate screen and sign up now and listen to the rest of what I got to say. We're going to cover some Q&A, and I'm going to tell you all about the extra stuff I'm going to give you. But let me ask you this, right? What if you invested in this program, $97, right? $97. And all this did for you was able to get you one profitable deal. Would that be a good return on investment? What if it saved you from doing a bad deal? I mean, some of the best deals I've ever done are the ones I walked away from, or said no to, I should say. What if this program for $97 a month, all it did was help you find the next hot market that you're able to work over for the next 5 to 10 years, like I did in Texas in 2009 and Arizona in 2014? What if my program only helped you get financing for your next deal? What if you met your new partners, your new business partners inside of this powerful membership group? I mean, what would it be worth to you, right? Is one deal make it all worth it? What if you made 20,000 or 50,000 or more like the deals I've shown you on your very first deal? It's a no-brainer, right? So right now, you literally have two choices. Number one, you can do nothing and nothing will change for you. This says 100%, or some people might say this is the least riskiest way, but I say no. This is the highest risk. This is 100% risk, right? Doing nothing will ensure you get nothing out of it. So don't make that choice. Choice number two, invest now in your future and everything will change for the better. This actually does have zero risk because for the first 30 days, you get 100% money back guaranteed. You invest 97 bucks and you don't like the program for whatever reason, no questions asked. We'll give you a full refund and you can keep my ebook teaching you how to set up your automated acquisitions system that I'm going to give you when you stay to the end. So you have absolutely no risk. You have everything to gain, absolutely nothing to lose. So the real question comes down to this: is it worth betting on yourself, checking this thing out, investing in yourself, and seeing if you can make this work? I'm betting on you. That's why I've made this price solo. I'm betting that you're gonna take this and run with it, right? The one thing that I want you to catch from today's talk though is everything in your life is your responsibility. Everything in your life is your responsibility. It's your responsibility to take care of yourself, take care of your family, and take care of your future. And this is one way to do it in a very simple, simplified, easy way that's literally guaranteed to work. And you can get it all for just $97 a month. It's a 12-month commitment, or you can smash that button below right now. You can go buy it for less than $1,000 for the whole year if you pay it all up front, or go $97 a month for as long as you want to be in the program. And you get me twice a month. You get the training programs and all these things. But guess what? There's way more. I got way more to show you. So what else do you get, right? You got multifamily millions, A to Z, how to buy, sell, trade, flip, and finance commercial real estate. And you're getting me as your coach, as your mentor to help you craft your deals, structure deals, make offers, and make deals and get paid. I'm also going to give you my real estate or my raising private money course that I taught in Laguna Beach a few years ago. This was literally a $10,000 ticket. It was a one-day event. I don't think I'll ever teach this again for just a myriad of reasons. But it's all right here. You get the whole program, literally how to structure partnerships, joint ventures, syndications, how to raise capital, how to market so you stay in compliance with the SEC, and how to do sales. You know, it says everything you need in here to raise capital and move forward. Plus, you get me to ask questions for on those Saturdays afterwards, right? So, who does raising capital work for? Multifamily investors, commercial investors, single family investors, fix and flippers. I know guys have set up a whole fund so they can go flip a bunch of houses. Business startups. I've helped lots of people raise capital for their businesses the same way. Raising capital the way that I teach it literally works for all types of investments. People have bought racehorses and even airplanes with this strategy or this way to raise capital. And Magic Johnson used it to buy the Dodgers for $2 billion. So imagine having the keys to the kingdom, being able to go out and knowing how to go raise capital for any venture you decide to put together. Right now, I want to introduce you to another one of my deal makers. This is Jason. Jason set up his marketing automations that I've been sharing with you. And he set them up. He was set his automations up to attract motivated sellers. And then Jason went out and raised literally millions of dollars and bought hundreds of units. Let's hear what Jason has to say about the DealMaker system.
Right now, I'm actually working on four different multifamily properties. Each one of them they vary from I think 217 units all the way up to one that's like 420 units. I've went through many programs, as many people have. I think the thing with your program is it's extremely comprehensive. I think what separates you from others is first off, your experience, being in development, obviously now being multifamily, in all different types of states. But I think too, just your personality, extremely down to earth. You actually do want to help people, which I know a lot of people say that, potentially having no real intention of doing that. But I feel like you have that genuine nature where you want to actually see people do well, and that really separates you from many, many others. So I really do appreciate your program and all that you've done. So listen to everything this guy says.
My man, Jason, thank you very much. Man, Jason is crushing it. I'm honored to have him part of this conversation we're having today. So here's what you get inside of this, right? You're gonna go invest now in yourself. $97 a month. This is literally made as affordable as like it possibly could. $97 a month. You're gonna get multifamily millions, teaching you how to do everything A to Z, how to buy, sell, flip, and finance apartment buildings and commercial real estate. You're going to get me as your coach Saturday morning, twice a month. We're sitting down, looking at your deals, making sure that your offers are going out, making sure that you're putting your deal structures together properly, and making sure that you're making money, making deals, and getting paid. We're going to teach you how to raise private capital with my digital course, right? And that's worth another $10,000. So now you're getting $40,000 in value for 97 bucks a month. Woo! What about seller financing? We talked about that earlier, and I promised you I'd tell you about it. We got seller financing. I got a whole program on seller financing. Creative real estate finance has helped me get into more deals than I can tell you about, man. That I wouldn't have been able to do probably half the deals that I've done if I didn't use or didn't master creative seller financing for these deals. So I want to share these tips, tricks, and techniques with you. We got a whole program, just literally class after class after class, teaching how to do this stuff. It's awesome, it's powerful, and it's a powerful way for you to get into deals for less money than normal people would, right? And the less money you put in, the typically the higher returns you're going to get, or at least we could say the least risk you're going to take in a lot of cases. So creative real estate finance courses teaches you how to make offers so that your seller will want to finance you. We teach you how to use the master lease option to get into deals with very little money. I love this strategy for reposition deals, value add deals. I'm going to go in for a property that's fucked up, and I'm going to use a lease with an option to buy, to fix it, to manage it, to fix it up, and then buy it. Yes, we're going to show you how to do that too. And no, I didn't say that in the wrong order. You're going to fix it up, right? And then buy it. That's how that master lease option works on reposition deals. It's powerful. Maybe we'll do another conversation like we're having today, specifically on the creative real estate finance. We teach you how to structure seller financing or carrying finance, like the deal I told you earlier. I had the seller carry the majority of his down payment back while I took over his existing loan. I took over a property subject to, or what we call all-inclusive trust deed, and we teach you how to do that stuff too. So you get multifamily millions, raising private capital, me as your coach, creative real estate finance course, $43,000 value, and we're not done. We're not done. Here's a course on how to flip off-market apartment buildings or any commercial real estate for that matter, becoming an expert in your market, building a buyer's list, talking with sellers, making offers that get accepted. It's a whole nother program that's going to fast track you to be able to make deals and get paid. Here's what you get. All these things, multifamily, you're going to get the full package. My coaching, raising capital, creative real estate finance, how to flip properties using options, $45,000. These are literal numbers, man. These are what I sold these for retail on the street before today. You're getting the first opportunity to see this. You're getting the first opportunity to take advantage of it. And I can't wait to have you in my DealMaker Empire group. What's the last thing you need? You got all this stuff, man. There can't be more. Boom. We got to give you the contracts, the documents, and the scripts, the paperwork, the stuff to get the deals done inside of our program, inside DealMaker Empire. We got a toolbox. Click that button. Boom. You got access to all the contracts, documents, scripts that you're going to need to make deals and get paid. You get all of these things, everything you're going to need, all the documents, and everything you're going to need to go forward. I mean, I've spent probably more than $55,000 alone on the contracts and documents I got in there, just on legal fees to have them written. But you get them all for what? A very simple price, not $55,000, $97 a month, $97 a month. But you know what? There's even more. Here's one of the most powerful things we got. By joining DealMaker, you'll get access to my national network of qualified buyers. Yep. This means when you have a deal that you need to sell, this buyer's list will get the job done quickly, right? For years, I've been accumulating active buyers list. People are actively buying and selling in the marketplace, primarily buying. And so anytime we have a great deal, we will send it to people, only people that are interested in that specific type of asset. I did this way before I discovered, setting up strategic partners to flip properties to. This is how we did it. We build the buyers list first and then go out and hunt down some properties for them. But don't worry, I'll show you how you can set up all your own systems and build your buyers list as well. But in the meantime, I want to fast track you to making some money so that you can get paid, make deals and get paid. And you can say how wonderful I am at coaching you. How's that sound? So you get all the training we just talked about with A to Z, how to buy, sell, flip, and finance commercial real estate, apartment buildings, how to raise private capital. You get me as your coach. I'm going to teach you how to use creative finance to get in deals for less money down, take less risk, and have higher returns. I'm going to teach you how to flip off-market properties using options. So you do it the right way, legit way, right on top, above board, wholesaling essentially, but we don't like to use that word. How to flip off market properties, give you all the contracts and resources that you're going to need, and all the bonuses, including access to my buyers list through the dealexchange.net. $55,000 in value. I'm going to suggest it's worth even more than that, but no, we're going to do it to you today, guys, at a special price, a very, very special price. You can see why people are pay on a regular and consistent basis over $25,000 and more to get my private consulting. I help people raise capital one-on-one. I help people put deals together one-on-one. I help people build business systems one-on-one. And people pay $25,000 and more for me to help them set these systems up. But I put it all in a digital course, and I'm even willing to show up to help you get your questions answered and your deals done by meeting with you twice a month. Powerful, powerful stuff. So you can see why this would be a good deal, not just at $25,000, but at $10,000. But because you're special and because I already promised it to you, $97 a month, 12-month commitment. If you want a discount, you can go buy it right now. Smash that button below and buy the program for $997 for a lifetime membership, or you can sign up today for $97 a month. Both of them come with a 100% money back guarantee within 30 days. You just got to email me, Matt, don't like the program or whatever. You should have showered more often. I don't like your new haircut, whatever you want to say. Boom. We'll refund your money immediately. You literally have no risk. I mean, the biggest risk you can take today is not even trying. Yep, I said it. You get all this good stuff, low price of $97 per month. And I've got some questions people have asked me. We're going to go through those in just a second, right? Some Q&A. The deal doesn't get better, guys. I'm going to answer some questions. I'm going to go through a couple more things, but for the most part, go now. By now, you know that you need this thing. By now, you know that you want to create generational wealth for you and your family so you can leave it to your kids and leave it for a legacy, right? Don't you want to have the most popular name at Thanksgiving dinner? Boom, this will do it for you. Don't you want to have sex more often? Boom, do big deals, and that'll happen for you, I promise. You want to earn the respect of your wife and your children? Hey, go out and be an earner for them. Get resources, bring them back to the family so that they can have a better life. They're going to love you for it. They're going to respect you for it. And many, many people are going to admire you for taking this step right now. So click the link below, get started becoming a deal maker immediately. You get all the good stuff. Here's some questions, some people that have asked me. I'm going to go through a couple of them right now. Matt, what's the fastest way to make money in commercial real estate? Boom, it's right here. The fastest way to make money in commercial real estate is to smash the button below, put your information in, and get started in this DealMaker program so that you can make deals and get paid immediately. Get started now. There's no reason not to. Matt, how long will it take to get my first deal? That's a great question. If you set up the system in your first month, you're going to have leads in your second month, guaranteed. And I would be surprised if you didn't have your first deal entering into a contract somewhere around that second to third month. Not a promise, because again, remember, if you do nothing, you're guaranteed to get nothing. But the reality is you should probably be having a deal in escrow within 90 days of starting this program. And you know what? There's no reason why you couldn't be putting a new deal under contract to sell for a big fat fee and equity monthly. That's the God honest truth. Matt, what happens if I get stuck in a negotiation or in the middle of a deal? A lot of people have this fear. Man, I kind of know how to get started. I know how to tie something up, but what happens if I get stuck? Dude, that's what I'm here for. That's why I'm here for you on Saturdays. I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm going to tell you how to get there. I'm going to give you the fast track to success. I'm even going to help you craft your deals and give you some negotiation tips. And what do you have to lose? 97 bucks, 97 bucks. Matt, is it difficult to find strategic partners? There's so much cash in the world, in the market right now, looking for hard assets. People are buying anything they possibly can. Why? Because the price is guaranteed to go up with the money they're printing at the Federal Reserve. Guaranteed, going up, price is going up. That's it. Inflation's going to take us there. So buy a quality asset, anything that cash flows, that's my rule. I don't buy negative cash flow deals unless it's a value add or development. Buy the stuff that cash flows, get a strategic partner to take it down and ride those coattails, man. I know, you know what? It's the fastest path to cash, fastest way to make deals and get paid. It's the fastest way to build your balance sheet. And after you've done 3 or 4 of these, now you got a balance sheet with all these assets on it. Imagine going to the bank for a bank loan then. Imagine going to investors to raise capital. Man, I got a track record of deals. I got a pile of equity in my balance sheet. I got cash coming in. Everyone's going to want to invest with you. And you may not want to syndicate. You may not want to raise capital. You may not want to do deals any other way than this. This is the simple way. This is the way that I primarily am doing deals these days because it's so awesome. It's so powerful. It's so simple. Easy way to get equity, cash in your pocket, on your balance sheet without having to do a lot of work. So Matt, what happens if I get more than one deal at the same time? I answered that earlier. Texas, it's happened to me. It's happened to me many times, actually. We'll get a handful of deals and they're all great deals. And they're all deals that I want to buy for my portfolio. But instead, you know, it's if you chase 2 rabbits, you'll often catch none. So I'll pick one, we'll buy it, and I'll sell off the other ones for a fee plus equity. Fee plus equity. Make deals, get paid. Fee plus equity. It's for you. Matt, what if I have my own money? What's the fastest way to find a good deal? I think you know the answer to that one by now. Smash the button, grab my program, 97 bucks a month. You absolutely cannot go wrong with this. 100% money back guaranteed for 30 days. Test out the program, digest it all, and then tell me how much you love it because it will make you money. Since you stayed to the end, I'm going to send you a free copy of my book, Automated Acquisitions. It's a step-by-step program on how to literally set up my marketing system. It doesn't give you the rest of the stuff. You're going to need that inside of the DealMaker program, DealMaker Empire, but go get it now. Go get it now. I thank you. Share this book with you. I know that if you're still here and you're undecided, that you have absolutely no risk. There's no risk by investing less than $100 in your education, in your training, in your competency, and you're investing in your future. You're not only your future, but your children's future and your children's children's future. This is legacy building stuff, man. This is legacy building stuff. I want you to have it. So go get some now. Welcome to DealMaker.